Hi crypto fans. Well, in today's video we have a very important guest for the channel. We have Kris. He's a farmer expert and he's a dear friend from cryptocurrency state. And we are going to give you a lot of strategies and things that you can do to farm in the DeFi ecosystem. Because sometimes we get the airdrops, we claim the airdrops, we got the money, but we don't know how to increase that money. We sometimes lose it in bear market situations or dips, but we can really make money farming and using DeFi as a tool to increase our positions. So Kris is going to dive us into everything that we can do and all the services that he also is offering and partner with us.
Yeah, basically, I'm really happy to have Kris in the channel because he has been a true DeFi wizard that we mentioned earlier. So I've actually known him since January. And since then, he has proven time and time again that his strategies in DeFi really provide incredible results. He's been averaging, as far as I remember, between 10% per month consistently, minimum. So that's incredible. Sometimes these numbers are even greater, which is also possible sometimes. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I've been using his farming services for almost a month now, and I'm incredibly happy with the results. So I'm really, really excited to bring this opportunity to everyone on our YouTube community, in our Discord, and everyone who is actually interested, because this is real yield. This is not some kind of Ponzi stable fund nonsense that we might have PTSD from like 2022. This is concentrated liquidity. This is real yield generated by real protocols from people swapping tokens. So as long as there's DeFi, there should be this as well. So yeah, without too much introduction, I will leave the floor to Kris to do his magic and explain exactly how this works, what he does, and all the details about everything.
Thank you, Boris, Santiago, both of you. Thank you for having me, and hello to everybody. My name's Kris from the Yield Farming Co-op. I've been helping people learn how to farm since January. Before that, I've actually started farming to help out a different community. They had lost a lot of money in rug pulls and just bad investments that never got off the ground. So I started helping that community pool funds together and run farming for them through the purchases of some farming NFTs, and started making the money. And we have paid out over $33,000 in real yield since last October, and we're still going strong. So we sold out of 8 different series of NFTs for that program, as well as an affiliated program at the same time. So everybody's really happy with what we're doing with the farms. If you're not familiar with what farming is, basically think of yourself as heading to an airport and you need to exchange one currency for another. So you take your currency to a currency exchange desk and you look at the exchange rate up on the wall and say, hey, I need to trade this for that. And the currency exchange desk is, sure, here's the rate. You go ahead and pay us. You see right here, our fee is 1%. So you get back 1% less, but here's all your new currency. Well, that's exactly what we're doing with crypto yield farming. We just do it with cryptocurrency. And instead of being in an airport, we get to choose which exchanges we want to have our funds on to be used to open up our own personal desk. And by doing that, then you get to specify what tokens you trade in, what prices you trade at. You get to specify which exchange you're on. And the best part, I think, and y'all might agree, is that you always have access to your funds. They are never locked up to where you can never pull them out. So, for instance, right now, I love farming Solana and USDC. It's doing really well. But there's so many different exchanges where you can do a pair like that. But basically, you're looking over at Orca, you're looking at Radium, you're looking at Meteora, so many different other places as well. And then all I do is go to those exchanges and say, I would like to provide these funds, and I have a mix of Solana, USDC that I'm offering for you to use to trade, and I want them to trade between 135 and 150 as an example for the price of Solana. And then as long as the price of Solana is between that, people will come and they will do a swap, and they'll say, I want to sell my Solana. I'll be like, great, I will take your Solana and here is your USDC. Or vice versa, I want to buy some Solana because I really like it at this price. You're like, perfect, I will take your USDC and here is some Solana. And then the entire time you're making fees, and fees vary. They can be anywhere from 0.01% of the trade up to 1% of the trade. But we are focusing heavily on building stable portfolios with very blue chip assets as the main base of them. And because of that, the pools we're in have total value locked exceeding $1 million easily for most of the pools that we use for the bases, and they get volumes every day ranging from 25 million to 250 million. And as long as you're in range, you're getting your share of those fees for all the trading that's going on. So you can make some substantial money doing this. And the best part for me is there's a lot of automation tools out there that can help relieve the pressure of administration. I've administering over about $400,000 in farms these days, and across different programs and my own and everything. And so to do that, you have to have some automation. But with the correct automation in place, I could administer all that for about, an hour a day for that volume. For a lot of different programs and clients and stuff like that. Plus, my favorite thing is I love helping people learn how to do this. So we do have our own community, the Yield Farming Co-op, where we offer all the education. But go ahead. What questions do y'all have? I want to make sure I answer all the questions that y'all have.
Yeah, the first comment that I have in mind is for our community, right? It's not like I can go to Orca or Radium and I just can do it myself. What you're explaining is like a lot of knowledge of the field, and exactly with some automation tools, and everything is that you get into this goal to do like a 10% per month, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. For stable coins in different platforms, you can get a 6 or 7% annually. So a 10% per month is crazy. So that is why your services, and you have been proving that already to us at least, that you achieve actually those goals. And I think that is what makes this interview important for our viewers and everyone that actually wants to increase their capital that they have been earning through airdrops, trading, or any other way, because sometimes we fail on doing that ourselves. So it's great that you can offer those services.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I've been looking at, right, is a single staking of your assets to where you lend it out. It's a very familiar concept. You go to Aave as an example, and you want to lend some Ethereum, and the market rate now is less than 3% for an entire year. And I'm like, that's great if you want to hold on to your Ethereum and just make a little extra on the side, but why not take that Ethereum and put it to work for you, where making 10% a month is not that difficult when you're in the right farming positions. So, and you're right, I've been making over 10% every single month for the entire portfolios since January. Some months, honestly, I've actually, on some of my farms, I've hit as high as 55% in a month, but that's not typical. It's not typical, but it's great when you're able to do that. And that's a combination of really understanding the market, understanding like what is a great entry point on a farm, and understanding the volume and the narratives behind each of these tokens. So there's definitely a lot of good real income to be made doing this. It does take some knowledge to learn how to buy the tokens that you want and how to swap them into the right proportions so that you can put them on an exchange. And we teach that, but we also do that for you with the NFT collection that we have right now. And the NFT collection that we have is a 10% yield per month paid as an airdrop directly to your wallet where you're holding the NFT. And that will just go on indefinitely until farms shut down, or the entire ecosystem changes. Who knows what's going on? Crypto is always under development, right? The best way to get into just simple yield farming is to get into one of those NFTs, and we just airdrop the rewards to you. So
this is the part I wanted to actually continue in next. So what are the concrete steps that people can do to take part in all these that we're talking about? What options do they have?
Sure. So we have several options. One, if they want us to farm, we really, you just have to go to OpenSea, and you can go to the Yield Farming Co-op collection and purchase a NFT for 0.1 Ethereum on the base chain. And then that NFT will go to your wallet. And that is it. There's no more steps after that. All the steps are on my side. And my team side, we will take that and put it into the community farms and start generating some yield. And then we airdrop that to that wallet where the NFT is stored on a monthly basis. So those are the concrete steps. Fiat to your wallet. In your wallet, make sure you have Ethereum on the base chain. Connect to OpenSea, make the purchase. So it's not real difficult on that. Now, if they wanted to, if you wanted to go and start learning, we have that community as well with all of the content where you can learn from the very beginning on how to go through, set up a wallet, bring in funds, swap your funds. We talk a lot about investing and farming mindset and motivation and goal planning in the course, because that's critical on how you structure your farms. But once you're past that, then we get into like how you research farms, how you join a farm, how you pick a farm, how you monitor a farm, all those types of things. And right now we have over 90 active farmers that are farming day in and day out alongside with us. And we have great community support and calls. We have 6 different admins that regularly help out. We also do one-on-one coaching and all that type of thing. But the absolute simplest way is if you were just to purchase an NFT. So,
guys, and for everyone that is watching, in the link of the description, we are going to put those links to OpenSea and to the collection. So you can go buy these NFTs. And like Kris saying, you are going to get a 10% per month on that buy. So just imagine buying $1,000 on NFTs, you will get $100 per month just to hold the NFTs.
This is a screen share right here of our OpenSea collection right here. We will have an entirely, these are almost actually all sold out at the moment. We will be having the collection for you as well. And there'll be different designs and everything like that. So it's going to be a really cool collection. Y'all have a great community focused on airdrops, and I have a lot of exciting ideas for the artwork that we're going to do and have that available, and they'll be very apparent for your community.
I maybe had another question regarding perhaps like what are the risks? People are always wondering in these kind of situations, what are the risks?
Mm-hmm. Great question. So there's several risks, but market making is nothing new. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Like who made more during the gold rush? Was it the guy panning or was it the guy selling the supplies, right? So this is the same thing. We're making the ability for you to go out and farm and everything like that. So the risks really are impermanent loss. That's the biggest risk. And what that is you make an investment and the investment goes up and down, just like over at the stock market, just like when you buy property, anything like that can go up and down with value over time. And crypto is different in the regard that can happen so fast. Like the stock market crash, can happen over the course of a bit, a slow decline, and then all of a sudden a company goes out of business. It might be years in the making. Crypto goes up and down. It can be days or hours in the making, especially if you're in the whole meme coin scene. So we stay clear of meme coins for our farming opportunities. We're really focusing on real world narratives. But the risk is you put in $1,000 into some crypto tokens, and you get a certain number of tokens, and then tomorrow the market takes a 30% cut, and now you have the same number of tokens, but they're now only worth about $700. The way in which we take care of that for farming is we have real impeccable record keeping, so we know the cost that we entered the market at and the token cost at which we paid for them, and then we carefully adjust our farming ranges, our exchange rates, if you will, and we just stay in range, moving our exchange rates so that they're always in range, always trading. You're always making your fees, and then over time, when the market corrects and goes back up, you still have the same amount of investment at that time. Plus, you have all the fees that you made along the way, which is nice. So, as a concrete example, I purchased Solana at 140 back right after August 4th. And then from that time, I set an exchange rate of 138 to 168. So anytime somebody came looking to trade some Solana within that $30 range, they could have used my capital to make some trades. And so what happened was the price of Solana steadily increased, and on that particular farm, I was making about a 0.8% a day to a 1.1% a day, depending on the volume, and that's every day for that time frame. And then the token price went all the way up to about 162. So at the end of 9 days, I had already made like 9.9% on my investment. So that's just a concrete example of how token prices can go up, and it can go the opposite way. Like I could have bought in at 140 and Solana could have gone down to 120. And that's okay, because I would have set my range to allow trading between 120 and 140. And the volume is relatively the same. So I could have made money going the other direction as well. It is a real yield business. It's not the only thing that's driven by community sentiment really is like if that token's in favor or out of favor, which is why we mitigate that risk by sticking to blue chips and cryptocurrency that has real world utility, more so than governance tokens, but actual tokens that represent something in the real world. So
I remember when I was first week when we started, I was checking out the wallet every couple of days, and I saw that you were rebalancing sometimes like 10 times a day because the position kept going out of range. So I saw maybe not 10 times a day, but there was a lot of rebalancing on Uniswap, for example. So that really showed me that you are very present on the market to just really put the position in place when it needs to be. So that's amazing. Yeah. That was a big plus for me.
It's great because
so maybe on this note.
Eventually the market's going to stop moving. It's going to hit a floor or a ceiling, and then it starts going sideways for a bit. And I love it when prices fluctuate with a very narrow range, because in a concentrated liquidity, you can narrow your range that you allow trading in so that more of your capital is being traded all day long. And when more of your capital is being traded all day long, you're making more fees.
Maybe on this topic, I would just like to ask, maybe people will be interested, what pairs do you trade in? You said it's mostly blue chips, so it's probably ETH pairs. So ETH paired with something also relatively safe, right?
That's true. Yeah. So we really like building a stable base. So Ethereum is our go-to, especially in markets with heavy movements, and we pair those with crypto that moves in the same direction as Ethereum when the market moves happen. And on DeFi Llama, it's a website where you can do a lot of research, but they have a correlation matrix that you can pull up. And for instance, if you wanted to get into Ethereum, and let's just say we were going to do Ethereum and Optimism as an example, you could type in both of those into the correlation metrics and measure how closely they move together. And if you were to go check that pair, they move very closely. So what that means is the ratio between those tokens, they perform similarly. So it makes a very flat sideways generally speaking, long periods of flat sideways movement because we're measuring the ratio, and you're just staying in range the entire time. It's a beautiful thing. That particular pair is one of our largest, longest producers, one of the easiest ones to farm, as an example. But you can do the same thing with. You can actually do a wrapped Ethereum USDC on just about any chain, and you'll be in a good farm. You just have to look at the volume and whatnot to determine which ones are the best farms. But we also take a look at AI narratives. So you could look at Render as an example. You could look over an RWA example like Maple or Goldfinch or something along those lines on the ERC20 network. You could go on the Solana. There's lots of options over there. My favorite's Solana USDC. Because I avoid all the meme stuff right now. It's just meme is way too volatile for me. You can do BNB to USDT, BNB USDC. You can actually do Bitcoin on Binance paired with BNB, and they're actually decently correlated as well. So all major tokens like gas tokens. I love farming gas tokens because you always need gas tokens, and all sorts of different combinations on there. So, okay.
Yeah. We just...
So Kris, this has been great. Can you talk a little bit about your community? And so far, we understand that people can go and buy the NFT and get a 10% monthly. But what about your educational courses and stuff? Maybe people want to learn from you. What do you have on that?
Sure thing. So we have two different membership levels. We have a base membership, which you can get to on the school platform. And the way to do that is if you go to school.com/Yield Farming Co-op about, and I'm sure you'll have the link for everybody to make it easy. Yeah. But you'll come over to the About page, and this is just $10 a month to get in for all of the base content to learn everything about how to get into a farm, research farming mentality. You'll be a part of the community where you can ask questions, see people's results, and all that type of thing. And that's just $10 a month to be a part of the community. And then if you wanted to take part in the premium content, we have a challenge, a 49-week challenge, to where at the end of the 49 weeks, you're going to accomplish some big goal, whether it's at the end of 49 weeks, I need to be making an annual salary of $50,000 from farming. I need to pay off my house. I need to do X, Y, Z. This challenge is perfect for accomplishing something like that. Through this, we will help you set up an amount to reach your goal. So you'll know exactly the starting amount. But just to say something on here, here's all of our testimonials and stuff like that. But if you were to start, as an example, with a initial investment of $6,500, at the end of 49 weeks following the program, you could realistically set yourself up to where you're making $100,000 a year at the end of the program. You're
because of
compounding as well as earning your fees and standing up new farms with the fees. So basically we teach you how to use a farm to stand up more farms, and it's kind of like you're becoming a business mogul and you're setting up different franchises. So you're like, my main franchise is Ethereum USDT or USDC, and then I'm going to take all the stuff that I'm earning from there and I'm going to go stand up a BNB USDT franchise. And then you take the earnings from those and you're like, I'm going to go stand up a Solana USDC franchise. And so you're slowly building your revenue producing agents for you, each of them farming and growing for you. So the other part of it is if you wanted to just stay in the same 3 farms and just compound your way up, you could definitely do that. There's so many different options on how to get there, but our program helps you. One of the things about our program, you can get between 1 and 30% a month returns. This program is based on earning 20% a month for yourself farming. Very attainable. Here, we give you a data feed for a portfolio with a lot of positions that we are actually in making money right now, so that you can consider those or get into some like those. We have some people copy those, and that's okay. There's room for everybody. But we teach you how that. And then here's some actual results we did for the first 3 months of the program. And people are having a lot of success with this. In addition to that content, you would also get a Farming with You course, and that one is everything for farming is recorded on a particular wallet, and we have weekly meetings for these things. Every Sunday we get together and say, okay, today we're standing up our wallet, and here's all the steps for getting money into that wallet, and then today we're going to get into this farm, and here's all the steps that go to for this farm. And then the very next week we meet, we go, let's go ahead and record how much fees we earned last week. And let's, as a group, decide which new farm we're going to get into, or maybe we're just going to compound this week, just depending on what's happening. But every action on that wallet is recorded and is live in a group call. For better or for worse, it's a big learning experience, but it accompanies the courseware very well because it covers every single step from the courseware. And so this is our learning site once you're inside school, based on your membership level. Any numbered course like 1 through 7, that's part of the $10 membership, that you can access that, and we keep it valid and up to date all the time. But you can go in through there, like for instance, this is the system setup module, and it goes through here and it will tell you, like, here's how to set up different wallets, here's how to set up your browser, here's how to set up a cold wallet, here's how you can on-ramp, and here's how you can swap funds. So we have all of that content included, so you can definitely learn from scratch to do this. And then for the premium level, that's it's $152 a month for the premium level. You get the Freedom Challenge, a 49 Weeks to Freedom Challenge, and the Farming with You course content. And first time I'm saying this on YouTube for y'all's community, we're launching a seed bin research right here. So we're going to go deeper dives into each of the tokens so that everybody can either decide to farm them or maybe hold them as an investment for price appreciation for the bull run, stuff like that. It's just going to be a great source of heavily detailed information that you can use to increase your knowledge. And that's pretty much it. And then the other part is within the community, if you want one-on-one calls, we do that as well. We do have to charge a little bit extra because our admins like to eat. So we go ahead and we can set that up through getting farming help. And we do help calls with all sorts of different activities on here. So for instance, if you wanted onboarding walkthrough, like we sit with you and you do all the steps to get going. If you need help figuring out some exchanges, we can set and explain how the exchanges work, or you need help with like numbers and tracking and everything. We can help you set up a tracking system to keep track of all your gains. I love personally doing farm planning with people. So I sit down one-on-one, discuss your goals, discuss your timeline, discuss your risk tolerance, and then come up with a portfolio full of options that you can choose and consider for yourself. And then on top of that, if you didn't really want to farm for yourself, you can also always become an affiliate. For an affiliate, if you wanted to, as long as your affiliate is part of the challenge, you earn $25 a month, just as long as they're members. So that is a great affiliate program that we're offering as well. So that is our entire classroom over in school, and we've had a lot of great content on here. We do meet one time a week for the community on Wednesdays. We have a dedicated onboarding call on Thursdays. If you want to try something new, we have dedicated help for that. And then for the premium content for the challenge and the farming with you, we meet on Sundays for a couple hours for that. And everything is recorded, so if you can't make it live or you're in a different time zone, you can pull up those videos and get all caught up, and then go to the community and ask your questions, and we'll answer them. So
This is great.
Perfect.
So everyone that is watching, guys, in the link of the description, you also have the links for the Yield Farming Coop if you want to join for any of these subscriptions. So this is great, Kris. You have so many useful services. So yeah, the links for the NFTs are in the descriptions. The links here for the Yield Farming Coop too, guys. So check it out if you want to start in making money with yield farming.
I want to add something. I just remembered I was talking. So we originally met through James Pelton's association. So I remember that I was talking with some friends from that community that we know each other for over 2 years, and they're also. And we just I casually mentioned you, and she's told me, "Oh yeah, I'm in that group as well." And I'm like, "Really? Yeah, I'm making like $150 a day." What? She's like, how much capital are you using? And it wasn't some huge like million number, like it was. I was so shocked that like, so yeah, you're going places already. So that's a big vote of confidence as well. So yeah,
Thank you very
just a
much.
casual reminder.
All I was going to say is, for $100 a day, you could easily do that with an investment of, if you're really good at farming, you could probably get away with doing that for $1,000. But if you want to give yourself some wiggle room, you'd want to estimate like 0.5% a day, which is 15% a month. So, and if my goal for my personal farming, just in case you're curious, my goal is to have $100,000 in the market, yield farming or in single staking investments, earning just 0.2% a day. And that is extremely doable in this space. That would be a monthly income of about $9,000 from the investments. So that's what I'm working towards.
There's no other place to get those percentage, not even in
No, not that I know of.
stocks or any other services, only crypto.
Yep.
If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments that's like safe, that they're just gonna run away with your money tomorrow. Like if anybody knows of alternative, let us know. But as far as I know, in my 2 years, almost 3 years in crypto, there's really no better place to park your capital, honestly. And imagine if you actually want to learn these things, it's a very, very supportive community. So really nice.
Okay, guys, so call to action here. If you want to start making 10% per month on yield farming and you don't have time to take care of that, you can just go to the link on the description, get one or a couple of the NFTs of the Kris collection. And when you buy that, is in base network, you will get to the same address that you have the NFT. You will get your monthly percentage of the earnings. And this is for life. So as you have the NFT on that wallet, you will be earning that 10%. So guys, and the great thing here is that once you buy the NFT, you can also sell it if you want. So if you try this a couple of months, you are happy with your monthly earning, but suddenly you want to sell the NFT, you can do it. Kris community is trying always to buy back those NFTs, but also other new members that want the NFTs because maybe this sell off super quickly. So you can put it in sell and you will get your money back. So it's perfect for every site that you see it.
Exactly. And one thing, since it is sold and bought in Ethereum, like you might pay 0.1 Ethereum when Ethereum is 2,500, and then you might sell it for 0.1 Ethereum when Ethereum is 3,500. So
Right.
it's really an investment. So
right now Ethereum is really cheap from my perspective. So this could really increase in the future. Okay, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for being in the channel, Kris. Of course, we are going to have another meeting probably in a couple of days or weeks. But yeah, we are so happy to have you here in the channel. Your services are amazing. We are already in there with Boris and those NFTs. So yeah, this has been great. Thank you for being part of this.
thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it. I look forward to helping out some more.